In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bum, ba, ba, bum, bum, ba, 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 bum. Genius Brain, you bitch. You bitch. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. I hope your week has fared you well. You know, every Thursday it's going to be me and Joe talking our shit.
Let's talk like a lot of shit.
That's right. You fucking needy sons of bitches.
I need help. To the rescue.
You know, the interesting thing is this whole like giving people podcast topics things was something that I was going to do every now and then, but it seems like a lot of people actually just want, you guys just want to hear, I wouldn't say advice, but just our thoughts and our takes on things, because we can give you an unbiased opinion about your things that's going on. So when you guys join the Patreon and you ask these questions or topics, if it's very specific to what you're going through, be specific about it.
I like the long stories.
Yeah, give us the long story, because if not, then we're just going to have to fill in our own blanks and make assumptions, because that just becomes, well, sometimes, because I read a couple of comments where they're like, well, you don't know the whole story. Of course I don't fucking know the whole story.
I got a paragraph, you fuckface.
Yeah, like what was I supposed to do?
I mean, we're kind of left to assume.
Yeah, so let's start with the first one today. No bullshit. Let's start with LaQuoya Tyler. Shout outs to that name. That's fucking dope. LaQuoya. Sounds like a fucking fizzy drink and shit. Let me get some of that LaQuoya.
Oh, yeah. She's sweet. LaQuoya.
Got that LaQuoya? So my ex-fiance stepped out of our relationship emotionally back around the end of March / beginning of April. We had a fight for several things. The biggest being because he got pissed off and equated my dirty dancing with my married best girlfriend who has 2 kids. Equate, I don't know what that means. Yes, she considers herself bi, but I am not her type when it comes to females.
Also, he got jealous that they got too intimate in dancing.
A little dirty dancing.
Dirty dancing.
The other thing was the point of contention was that I urged him to go to counseling. He had a lot of childhood trauma and had 2 breakdowns after getting super drunk in the year, and at the time, 2 months we had been together. One lasting for 4 hours, during which time he repeatedly said he didn't want to be a person, and that he was a number of super negative things. I basically told him that I didn't feel comfortable marrying him if he didn't take counseling serious and gain some kind of coping mechanisms to deal with all the stressful shit in his life.
Sounds reasonable.
The next day, he left me a 2-page letter that was basically just a man tantrum, and he had my promise ring sitting on top of the letter, waiting for me when I got home from a 16-hour shift at work. Apparently, this is when he turned to his boss, who's 10 years older than him, has a kid, and had hung out with me several times before, and found out that I would find out what was going on: movies, dinners, lunches, bowling, karaoke, drinks, etc. for support, I guess. I'm just trying to figure out if I was wrong in pushing the counseling thing. I mean, I know that it's not my fault for the cheating, but I would love to have your advice on this. It's hard knowing that they're dating and in a relationship when I was just finalizing plans for our wedding. Thank you. Love you both.
Her fiance was dating his boss?
Is that what was going on? Let's see.
Because it sounds like that's what she was saying toward the end.
Yeah, the boss.
Right?
He turned to his boss, to the boss, who's 10 years older than him. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, he was a gay guy or like a sugar mama or whatever like situation. Like, I don't know what the gender of the boss is.
Probably female, because it seems that he's getting jealous.
He's a straight.
It seems like that's what it is, because he felt weird about her bisexual homegirl grinding up on her.
I would have been horny.
That's what I was thinking, bro. Like, I don't know how I would feel about that, because if I see, like, let's say it's like...
Because if he was bi, I'd get why he's jealous.
Yeah.
But straight guys are fucking stupid. Like, we'll look at that and go, ooh, does this mean that a threesome's coming along? Or what's up?
we automatically assume that we're invited to the party.
I know, right?
So I'm gonna see 2 pussies, right? Is this what happened?
Yeah.
It's interesting because like
like, hold on, girl.
Oh, I'd
be mad that I wasn't invited to the dirty dancing to watch.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
She also said there was physical cheating. Sorry, I left that out. Oh, okay. So
well, that's a big part of freaking evidence.
Yeah. So he fucked the boss basically.
Oh,
right?
so he fucked the boss. They've been having like this dating relationship thingy.
Yeah.
And then what did she call out? Like, they had restaurant like dates, basically dates, right? Movies and all that. And all he was saying is like, no, it's just.
Yeah.
I think this is not advice, but this is just my personal take on everything.
Yeah.
I just think like there's already a lot of shit that's fucked up here. A lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
The trust is violated. You guys don't seem to be able to communicate because, you know, you're saying one thing, he doesn't understand it, and he writes like a 2-page letter. He doesn't. That means he doesn't feel understood, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, like, you sound sensible. Like what you said. Like most people, when they're talking their points, they usually are right of mind.
Yeah.
But then I don't know how you are when you're emotionally riled up and you're talking to them in a different way or whatever. Like I don't know. But I think the main thing that I've seen in all relationships though is when people tell their story, they're always right and they're the fucking hero.
Yeah.
Not saying that she's not really doing that in an egotistic way, but they don't know what they did wrong is what I'm saying. It's like people will be like, man, I said this, and you know, and then you go, yeah, that sounds reasonable. But we all know in a relationship like that, there's one thing when people tell the story back, and then there's what actually happened.
Yeah.
If I was like a ghost and I was watching that shit, both of those motherfuckers, like both couples, they would go back and tell their friends some other shit than what really happened.
100%. And you know what's interesting, because I think she's also asking too, from what I read, I think she feels at fault for pressuring him to go into counseling to make him feel a certain way, and maybe she's looking back at it and saying like, if I hadn't done this, he wouldn't have cheated on me.
Poor girl.
Which is
it
so
has nothing
weird.
to do with you asking for counseling. It's he might. So here, I think the cheating thing is this, like when people cheat, that's their problem. It's never you, right? Like some people cheat because they need constant validation, or they miss the vacation feeling in a relationship. Like, you know, when you're pursuing someone, some guys are just addicted to pursuing and conquering.
Yeah.
So when you are in a relationship and they don't feel the dynamic has changed and they feel like they can't pursue you because they want you, or there's just other reasons why, and here's someone else who's giving them attention. Here's someone else that doesn't see the faults. Here's someone else that looks at him as a man, as someone that's like amazing and it's like infatuated with them, and they get addicted to that attention.
Yeah, and it's also too, it's weird for her in LaCoyle, like for you, like you shouldn't look at it like this. Like for example, in this situation, I feel like you feel that you're pressuring him to counseling was a catalyst for him to cheat. If he was going to cheat, he was going to cheat either way.
Yeah, that's the thing with cheaters.
Yeah. Like they cheat either way. That was going to happen whether it was this or it was something else. Now, the problem with this, especially in this type of behavior, like he writes this whole 16-page like diatribe thing or whatever after, right?
He writes a whole novel.
Exactly. And you know, for him, I think a lot of people are scared of counseling because in order for you to go to counseling or therapy, you also have to admit that there's something wrong with you. Yeah. And a lot of people can't do that. They can't go to counseling because that means they have to openly admit that, hey, look, I'm kind of fucked up and I need some help. Yeah. Because in a lot of the times, even for me, I feel like, oh, I don't need counseling because I know what I'm doing wrong. I don't need somebody to tell me that I'm already fucking up. I know that I'm fucking up.
I know I need counseling. I just don't respect the counselors. I've been into some rooms where I'm like, you're a fucking dumb shit, dude. Yeah. I need to get out of here. That's the problem. Because also I have a psychology degree, right? So, I mean, it's just a bachelor's. It's not a fucking... But the thing is, sometimes that fucks you up. Mm-hmm. When you know too much. It's like you're a filmmaker, right? You made films and shit. That fucks you up. When you go into the theater, you can't just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, I don't know, like maybe I had a nursing degree, right? You kind of look at your doctor a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Because you know if they're fucking up or not. And you go, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. Yeah. So you hold them up to a higher standard. And I think that's where I fuck up. When I walk in the room, I try my best to do it right. And just kind of like walk in with no bias. But as I start seeing the laziness, I start seeing their problem. I start seeing them like going, you're not engaged. This is a paycheck for you. This is a fucking job for you. I'm out. Yeah. You know, or like, I don't know, man. So that's my issue with a lot of counseling and techniques and methods and things like that I might not agree with. I know too damn much. Yeah. But you're right. A lot of people, when they go, the fuck, nothing's wrong with me. I don't need to fucking go. Or just maybe it's the way she did it. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's the way she's like, something's wrong with you. Or I don't know. Like, I don't know how she really did it, you know? Yeah. But that's a touchy thing to talk about. But I guarantee you it has nothing to do with the fucking cheating. Because I have friends that love their women. Absolutely love their women. Mm-hmm. but they can't resist cheating.
Yeah.
Because they love touching a lot of women. Just it's a physical thing sometimes, but
yeah.
I also think it's like an issue that they have to deal with because they want to be liked, they want to be wanted, all this shit, or I don't know, man. There's just something with it.
This podcast is brought to you by Purple. I'm saying purple, baby. The thing that has been helping me sleep so well at night. The mattress that is the perfect density. I'm talking about firm and soft at the same time. I keep saying firm and soft at the same time because it's hard to explain what type of bed your body needs until you sleep on a Purple mattress. My whole life I've been sleeping on these box spring pieces of crap. And I gotta tell you, especially as an Asian kid, people were telling me that you have to sleep on something really hard for your back. And lo and behold, I was completely wrong. I was hurting my joints, so many pressure points on my back, and the Purple mattress relieved all of them. Literally the best night sleeps I've ever had in my life. Never ever before have I slept this well. And it was because I was sleeping on a really bad mattress. I needed something that can keep me cool because I sweat a lot at night. Man, do I sweat a lot. And the technology behind this is amazing because it was developed by rocket scientists. And can I say something, people? If you're getting bad sleep, you're probably cranky and you're probably not happy like me. So get that Purple mattress. And let me tell you something, man. You're going to love Purple. And right now, my listeners will get a free Purple pillow with the purchase of a mattress. That's in addition to the great free gifts they're offering site-wide. Just text BRAIN to 84-888. The only way to get this free pillow is to text BRAIN to 84-888. That's BRAIN to 84888. Message and data rates may apply.
There's just also this thing of, when sometimes people just don't know how to cope with problems very well. So their quick reaction to a marital problem is for them to find solace and comfort into somebody else rather than dealing with the problem head on. And we've seen this time and time before where it's like, oh, if you're, we see this shit in meme culture too and Twitter culture. Is like, if you can't find a woman or man that satisfies you, there'll be somebody else that'll do it.
No, they won't.
And
or it's temporary.
It's temporary. These fixes are temporary. Like, you think that if you bounce from this one, my mom said it the best. When Mariel and I were going through a lot of problems, I don't post too much about Mariel, and when I do, it's something positive because I feel it at the moment, and I want to show her love, whether it's in a public forum or it's personal. But Joe knows too. Me and Mariel's first 2 years, we were fighting all the fucking time. We could not fucking get along.
we would always cry to each other about how much we fought with our girlfriends.
Yeah, it's like, fuck these bitches, dude.
Yeah.
And when I was telling my mom, I was like, I don't think I could be with this girl, and this was like year 2, and I really feel like I gotta find somebody else that understands me. And what mom said was, I keep hearing your problems and you're griping and you're bitching about these stuff, and I was like, what you're complaining about is what every couple goes through when you're in a monogamous relationship. She goes, your problems that you have with her is not going to be fixed with the next girl. You'll fight these same fights with this other person. So if you want to be in a relationship, you have to understand what it entails, and you also have to understand that you have to fight for it to a certain extent. She goes, if it was a problem like her, I don't know, I forgot what the example she gave me was, but like her, spending all your money, that's different. She goes, but if it's a problem of her annoying you, you spend enough time with anybody, they're gonna fucking annoy you.
That's true.
That's
true.
It's not a quality that's unique to her. And there's a lot of people too who I've met that openly have come out. I used to live with this one person where they're married now, and I lived with them, and it was so funny because I would hear her conversation. And I remember we were all talking and stuff and talking about relationship shit, and I wasn't in a serious relationship at the time. And she goes, I don't know why people just don't stay with, how can people stay with somebody that they argue with? Me and my husband, we never argue. And I looked dead in this bitch's soul, and I was like, I fucking live with you. You fight all the fucking time. What are you talking about, dude? She's like, she's delusional.
She's like, we never fight. I just repress all the fights memories, so I don't have any fights in my head.
Dog, I'm telling you, when I see a couple that is always lovey-dovey in front of us in public, I know there's some fucked up shit behind doors. There's no reason for, I wouldn't say any reason, but if that's how the image that you're trying so hard to protect for everybody else to see, then there's definitely something going on behind doors. I'm not saying that's how it is all the time, but that's what I've seen. And now this couple too that I know of, they're in fucking hot water right now, and they will always openly tell people how amazing their relationship was, how they never fucking fight. Well, not the guy, but she would, and it was the complete opposite, a complete disaster. And in their case, she cheated on him, so it was like,
because they're such a happy couple that never fights, right?
Exactly.
So she just needed to go out and cheat because there's no problems.
Yeah.
So stupid, dude.
It's such a weird phenomenon, and I think people want to project this idea of what they are versus who they actually are, or what their life is really like. And there's a lot of dishonesty. In your guys' case too, the counseling thing probably scared him. I don't think that you should feel guilty for asking for him to go to counseling, but people, if you know that your partner is very damaged, then you also have to know how to communicate with somebody knowing the shit that they went through. If you know that this person has had a fucked up past, right?
You gotta fucking tippy toe around that shit.
What's your approach now?
Yeah. Sometimes it's a selfish thing, because it's like, so this is what I realized, and this is just coming from me, like what I went through is like, when you see someone drowning and you want to save them, right? Like it's like, sure, you could jump in the water and pull them out, but then like what ends up happening is like people are so selfish, because in reality what they want to do is they want to rescue them because they're hurt about it.
Yeah.
Like it hurts watching someone, pretty much walk off a cliff or whatever. So you want to save them because it's making you stressed out, right? But in reality, like you're not doing them a favor at their pace. You're rushing them. You're telling them fucking hurry up and get it over with, and you're like aggressive about it. You're like you're putting too much pressure on them, like an annoying parent, right? And the reason why is because you're not doing it. You're not doing a service to them. You're doing a service to yourself ultimately.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, hurry up and fix your shit so I don't worry anymore.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. You're like a worried mom that wants their kid to come home and be safe. But is it really because the kid's safety, or is it because you're worrying so fucking much and you're being selfish about it? So I think when it comes to that, people always, they go, oh, this is, for you, like it's for you. But in reality, it's because you don't want to worry that much. You don't want to feel like you're second guessing anything and all that. And then you're threatening the marriage. Like, if you don't get counseling, then we don't get married. And I'm like, I get it. But there's also the other part of like unconditional love, where you know what you're getting yourself into. And what that shows me is like, you better fix your shit, then I'll love you. Versus like, you know what? I know you're a broken piece of shit, but I fucking love you, and I'm going to ride this out no matter how long it takes. If it takes 20 years to fix your fucking problems, then I'll be there for you. But people don't have that loyalty. So they don't know how to do it. And then I'm guilty of that too, right? That's when I noticed like, oh shit, dude, like I don't know how to love someone unconditionally.
Yeah.
Everything is a like, if you do this right, then I'll love you. And I think that's how a lot of people operate, and that's no way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard for, like, I understand too when you're in the beginning of your relationship and you want to figure out what's right for you. So it does come from arguably I think a sensible, selfish place where you're thinking about your future and the person that you're going to be with, and that's understandable. It's just sometimes when you give somebody ultimatums, you push them into a corner.
Yeah.
And when you push them to a corner, people can't help but fight back, because it's like, wait, hold on a second. What do you mean you're not gonna, if I don't take this, that you're gonna leave me, so that's all it really takes, and then you're just gonna fucking bounce? There's a lot of problems in like approach and how you deal with people, because everybody comes with a certain amount of baggage that we all have to learn how to deal with. Like, Joe and I were just talking about this when we were having lunch, about how much your parents can fuck you up for the future, and that shit starts to bleed out and leak out when you're older, and it sucks because we have to deal with, and maybe my kids in the future too, they have to deal with my inadequacies that I pushed onto them, and they don't even know what it is until they're older, and they're like, fuck, I'm a reflection of my parents.
And humans are just emotional sponges. We soak up, we observe, we take on the habits of other people. We're way more, like, what do you call it? Like, we absorb feelings and habits more than we know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you start talking like people. Like, when you're around them, you start thinking like them. That's why they say, like, you are the 5 closest people around you. And what typically happens is, like, when you remove yourself from this shit group and you get to a next group, and then they make more money, or like they make better decisions, you start to absorb that shit. You start to build their habits, and then like so on and so on. But like, well, going back to the whole like parent shit, it's like you spend the years absorbing that, right? And then I think the whole point of a relationship and a loving relationship is being able to be with a partner that will deal with that fucking baggage and then put up with it, but help you grow out of it. Yeah. And then we spend the rest of our lives undoing those mistakes or undoing those bad habits that are damaging to ourselves and the people around us.
Yeah.
So in her case, man, like I'm also kind of harsh on her, but I don't think anything is her fault because she doesn't know, right? That's why she's asking these questions. I'm just speaking from what I've done wrong.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe, you know, people that are listening can learn from it, hopefully, so they don't end up in a broken relationship like, you know, what I just went through. And just looking back at it, I'm like, oh, fuck. There was a lot of things where I fucked up. And going forward into a new relationship, I think I understand better, you know, how to set up better expectations for myself. So like it doesn't let myself down and doesn't let the other person down.
Yeah.
Because when you like the ultimatums, we know people who go, all right, like let's settle this, right? And then they'll talk about it in their relationship. And then the guy will promise and the girl will be like, all right, cool. But it's a false expectation because how are you going to undo 20-something years of a bad habit overnight over one discussion? That's unfucking reasonable. Right?
Yeah.
If this person's been late for the last 15 years of their lives and you have one discussion and you expect your husband to be early, on time, it's like, nah, like, but don't get emotional about it. Don't take it personal as if they're lying to you. Don't take it personal as if they failed you. Don't take it like it's like people will make promises because they want to do good, right? So they'll say shit like, all right, honey, I won't be late anymore or whatever, right? And then he's going to break that promise. Why? Because he's been a late motherfucker for the last 15 years. Or a cheater or a fucking whatever habit they have, right? But if you want to save this relationship, you can't react immediately. Go, see, I know you're a lying sack of shit. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, you hurt my fucking feelings. And it's like, there's no progress that can ever happen. The job for the person is to accept the fact that, hey, the person you're with is a broken piece of shit. But you got to love them unconditionally to help them and remind them and teach them. And over, it happens over and over. All right, you're late. That's cool, man. Next time, let's try to do. And then you create parameters. It's a fucking bitch. It sucks. But that's a part of being human. And I think that's how you grow a good relationship.
Man, I need you to talk to Mariel about the toilet seat thing then. Because I've been trying to explain. That's a very good way. Okay, we're going to take this podcast and I'm going to put it in her fucking ear. Because this is what I've been trying to tell her about my toilet seat problem.
Yeah.
So we moved into a new place. We have one big bathroom that
she
we
probably
share
takes
now.
it personal as if you're not listening to her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been telling her this, man. Fuck, Mariel, you're going to listen to this shit. And I swear to God. So I was telling her, she goes, you know how much I hate this. I hate it when you leave the toilet seat up. And what I was telling her was this. I was like, listen, my whole life, I've never had to do this.
Yeah.
Right? My mom, whether the toilet seat was up or down, she didn't give a fuck. She would just put it down or she would put it up. It was never a fucking issue.
Because it wasn't something in your household, right?
It wasn't in my household.
And she didn't have any brothers or sisters.
Exactly.
So for her, the default was that.
Yeah, and it was all guys in the house, and she didn't really care.
Yeah.
And even back, I always ask my mom, and I feel like for a lot of people, that whole toilet seat up, toilet seat down thing has become like this cultural thing now. It's like, oh, girls like it like this, guys like it like that. You know, and for me, it'll be up or down.
Yeah, after I take a shit, it's down.
Yeah.
So I just lift it up if I have to pee.
Exactly. So I told her exactly. So that's what my thing was too. And I told her like, listen, when I put this toilet seat up and I leave it up, I'm not doing it as a point in contention to say fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't give a fuck that you're gonna fall through this toilet to splash your vagina in the water.
That's such a stupid thing to fight over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, and she goes, it's just my pet peeve. I hate it. I was like, I understand, but when I mess up, and I said, out of like a week, I'll mess up twice. And that's out of 7 days, I'm taking a piss of shit 7 times.
Yeah.
I think those 2 times I fuck up, you should give me a pass on. You know, like it doesn't happen all the time. I'm not doing it on purpose to hurt you. It's just, this is what I've been doing my whole life. So you're expecting me just because you say it's your pet peeve and it pisses you off, I'm not going to be able to stop it overnight. I can only get better, you know, as time goes on. And it's not easy.
Yeah.
You know, so like, for example, like she did the most petty shit. She, by the way, I was cleaning the house all day, and I was
Yeah.
setting up this podcast, and then I get a picture on my text message. She goes, "See, you left the toilet seat up."
Oh,
and I'm
no.
like, "Bitch, you think that's what I want to see right now?"
Oh no.
Like, while you're at work, I've been cleaning up the boxes, cleaning up this whole
no.
fucking house, and you're giving me shit about this toilet seat. I will body slam you into a bag of nails. Like, like it's funny too. Like, she takes it as a personal attack. It's not a personal fucking attack.
Yeah.
Sometimes people slip up and people mess up.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times have I told you luggages is not a word? It's luggage. You don't see me flip.
Luggages?
Yeah, she goes, "Did you get the luggages?" It's luggage, bitch. Like, I'm not over here just being like, how many fucking times did I tell you it's fucking luggage?
Luggages.
Right?
That's
It's like,
tight.
it's just like sometimes you slip up, you mess up. That's all. But sometimes I feel like I just get the fucking spear right to the stomach.
This podcast is brought to you by SKYLIGHT Frame. Check it out, man. Holidays are coming around the corner. And if you're looking for a really dope gift for your family, especially if you want to share memories and love, you got to get a SKYLIGHT Frame. SKYLIGHT Frame is a photo frame you can update instantly by email from anywhere. It sets up effortlessly in about 60 seconds. Just plug in, use the touchscreen to connect to your wireless network, and enjoy. Sending photos to SKYLIGHT is super easy. Everyone in the family can just email them to your personal SKYLIGHT email address, and they'll pop up in seconds. Now, for me, I actually got this SKYLIGHT frame for my parents because whenever I go on vacations or I travel, all I have to do is send the SKYLIGHT or send to the SKYLIGHT that email address, and the photos that I want to send them pops up. So when they have the frame and they want to see things, or they want to see me, they want to see me and my fiance, or the things that I'm doing, and they want to see photos, they don't have to wait for any other app or, whatever, just to see what I'm doing. I could send it to the email and it could pop up in the frame so they could see it in real time, which is really, really cool. So check it out, guys. As a special holiday offer, you can get $10 off your purchase of a SKYLIGHT frame when you go to SKYLIGHTFrame.com and enter code GENIUS. That's right. To get $10 off your purchase of a SKYLIGHT frame, just go to SKYLIGHTFrame.com and enter code GENIUS. That's SKYLIGHTFRAME.com, promo code GENIUS.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think it's always something else, man. It's never the toilet seat. Like, it's a representation, and they, it makes them feel like something. And
it definitely makes her feel like I'm not respecting her.
yeah, it's like, oh man, you're not thinking about me. I think when that happens too, just looking back, is like, you probably don't give her attention right now because you're so busy, right?
Probably, yeah.
So like, that's kind of a way for her to communicate, like, I need to be
Priority.
I need to be known. Like, that's a big fucking thing about women that I wish I knew. I had a lot of time to think about the relationship and where I fucked up. And I think a big part of it is they need to feel like they exist and recognized, and that, just they're there. And that's such a emotionally, like, different thing, I think, for guys, because our minds are very one track, and also we don't need to do that to each other and check in with each other to know that we're here and we exist and we're significant. So, and also, like, those are traits, I think, for men that are kind of it makes you feel less than to need that from someone, right? But women don't grow up the same way, or they don't, it's just different, right? And you watch them interact, and they give that energy to each other. They, it's like, oh, I'm this way. Nah, girl, you not this way. It's like that. Oh, you so hot. Look at you. You so hot.
Yeah.
Like, they fucking shower each other with that significance. And then they're like, oh my God, look at you. Did you do something with your hair? Oh, fuck yeah. And they fucking give that fucking, like, hype man energy. And then they take that step away to just, like, look at them, give them that presence, give them their attention, all that shit. And then for me, like, it's difficult to do that when I'm thinking about, how am I going to fix this fucking business that went sour? How the fuck am I going to do this? Whatever, right? So my mind's on that. And then I go, oh shit, I'm writing this book. I'm thinking about this book. So I'm like, whatever. And then, like, I come home. I don't even address her. My mind's on, like, if I fucking think about anything else right now, I have ADD. It's going to think about that. And then she'll be like, hey, did you get that thing? And I'm like, huh? Boom. My mind's already gone. What the fuck was I thinking about? Oh no. I was thinking about the book. I had a great $1 million idea. Where the fuck did that thought go? Oh no. And then, like, it's just different because women have that capacity to multitask and think about multiple things and switch back and forth. Their emotions they're capable of feeling this and then 2 seconds later feeling that. For us, we're like, it's completely different. It's like one fucking long marathon that's going one way and we can't run off track. And if we do, we got to start all over again.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, how do you blend that dynamic? It's difficult.
Hard.
Yeah. But they
hard.
need to feel like wanted continuously. And I was like, and that's their way. I fucked up. That's because I would get mad at that shit and I would fight it logically. And I was like, that's just their way of saying I need you. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I knew that.
There's this weird thing of like, I think sometimes people have this problem in a relationship that that I used to have too, is where they take certain, like for example, she kind of brought up the fact that she goes, well, he had a problem with me grinding up on this girl who's a bisexual girl, but I don't feel for her that way. But then he goes off and he cheats on me, so who's he to say anything, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes people do this thing where they look at the negative stuff that somebody has done to them and they hold on to it like it's ammo.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so they collect these points.
Oh,
They
yeah.
go, oh, remember when you did this? Remember when you did that?
I love
Remember
doing that shit.
it's terrible, don't you?
I know.
You know, it's a very bad thing to do, because what you do is that you also kind of set up the person that you're with or that you care about for failure. And there's no way. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Remember that time when you fucked up? Well, it's like, fuck you, because I can do it too.
Yeah, it's hard to address a problem that's in front of you when you keep on referring to stuff in the past that hasn't been solved.
Yeah.
And so if we're doing this thing where we're constantly going back and forth and saying, hey, remember when you did this? Remember when you did that? The fights never die down, and they become more and more intense, and they become compound over time, over and over and over. Like, remember when you came over and I remember I was like, all right, well, let's talk about some of the stuff that you guys went through. You're like, man, fucking 7 years ago. I was like, chill. And then Jess was like, yeah, I remember 8 years. I was like, hold on a second. I'm exaggerating, but it was like,
No, you're right. We were just trying to fucking fight, not resolve shit, because we were both hurt and we were both selfishly concerned about being hurt on our own.
Yeah.
And I think that's where conflict resolution sucks. And sucked in our relationship, and why it didn't work is because like we're too concerned about me first. I'm hurt. Fuck you. You fucking hurt me.
yeah.
And I think that's what people all do all the time. I want to be heard first. I want you to fucking recognize my pain first. And I'm like, damn. So that's what they mean by being the bigger person. It's like, oh yeah, I'm hurt, but you know what? Like, I love you, so tell me what happened.
That's when those personal issues aren't resolved. It bleeds into other things, and things start to fucking explode and compound. Because, like, for example, I remember last time, this is like one of my funniest stories that you ever told. It was the fucking lime story, dude. On
my
the
God.
taco. Like, it's not even about the lime. It's nothing. It's just some other shit. It was just like the last straw. Like, you squeezing that lime, and she's just like, what the fuck? What kind of fucking shit is that? You're like, that's how I like my fucking limes, bitch. It's like, it's just like, what the fuck? I'm just saying, like, you could just got a better lime.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not about that. It's just there was something else that wasn't resolved, and it just went boom.
Yeah.
Explodes. And these are the problems that happens. And for this guy, whatever issue that you guys were going through, whatever need that he felt that wasn't met. And once again, I'm not saying this to saying that you're at fault and you're to blame. If he was going to cheat, he was going to cheat either way. But he thought it was an okay thing.
That's an okay thing.
Yeah, he thought it was an okay thing. He thought it was an okay thing to do, to find his comfort into somebody else's arms.
I don't think he's even thinking.
He's not. He's just like, he's feeling something that he wanted to feel from you, and then things just happened.
Yeah.
Not to excuse him, but I don't think it was something that he did to be spiteful. I don't think it's something that he did to hurt you on purpose. But when people are emotionally distraught, they do some dumb fucking things, dude. And maybe it was like a situation where things weren't curated correctly.
Yeah.
That's what happens on these personal relationships. It's rough.
Damn, it's rough, man. But I kind of feel like it's time to move on, find somebody new. But it's going to replicate itself. It's like you learn your lesson and move on.
Yeah.
Sometimes when there's too much baggage in a relationship, it's hard to come back from it. It's hard.
I can't. I'm somebody who, I wouldn't say I can't, but it's harder for me to. I think if I was cheated, let's say Mariel cheated on me now, I want to say that I would just cut it off and move on, but I really don't know.
Yeah.
But I think I have more of a propensity to do that just because it would like sit with me very weird. But But who knows? Like, I can't say stuff like that in definites. And a lot of people have that gusto of saying, like, oh, if somebody did this to me, I would definitely do this.
That's true, because you don't know until it happens.
Exactly. And I'm saying this to you like I'm saying it to myself. You're all fucking talk. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. You don't know what the fuck you're going to do when it happens, because all these great memories might start to pop up. They might say the right thing to make you forgive them. You don't really fucking know.
Yeah.
You could say as much as you want, oh, I wish a motherfucker would do this because I would do that. That's what I thought too. When I said to myself, I said, you know what? I wish a motherfucker would rob somebody in front of me. I would step in and do something. You know what happened? It was at a Jamba Juice. This motherfucker got robbed in front of me, and I said, what happened? The guy just ran away with the guy's wallet. I didn't know what I processed it hella late. I was like, oh, that guy got robbed. That's like, you don't know what's gonna happen. I literally saw this guy get fucking robbed. He got his wallet stolen in front of a Jamba Juice in South Pasadena right in front of me.
Wow.
And I just couldn't process.
He picked his pocket?
He picked his fucking pocket. He just basically jacked him.
Wow.
And I didn't know what was going on. And I was just like,
oh my God.
this just happened. And I was like, for some reason, I forgot who explained it to me. It was like called like normalcy. Like you try to normalize everything.
Oh.
And so
you just can't accept, your brain doesn't accept that it's happening.
Exactly. And that happens with shocking events like cheating. You don't know what you're going to do until that shit happens. So, you know, don't be so cocky and confident about your situation, giving people advice about shit that you haven't been through. I read this comment recently. He goes, you know what? I'm like a 26-year-old virgin. I haven't had a girlfriend yet, but let me tell you my 2 cents. Your 2 cents doesn't mean shit. All right? It literally doesn't.
Why do people with no experience feel like they should give you an opinion?
I don't fucking know, dude. It's
Not,
like,
see, that's the part about America that I fucking hate, is you are not entitled to your own fucking opinion. You can say what you want, but you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You can say what the fuck you want. You know, I mean, well, we all get to say where the fuck we want, but I mean, damn, man, like, know your fucking role, man. If you never been through it, shut the fuck up.
yeah. 100%.
Save yourself the damn embarrassment.
Yeah, and why are you trying to solve other people's I mean, not like us, but like, don't sit there and try to solve somebody else's problems when you haven't even lived anything close to a day in their shoes, man.
It's like you're trying to give a billionaire advice about money, and you haven't even had a job yet.
Exactly.
You haven't even made your first dollar yet.
Yeah. Is that the funny thing that people do? Well, I hope that helped you out, LaCoya. But on to the next genius suggestion. Ooh,
That was a good one.
I like this one, dude. Dating after college.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Back
dating.
in a dating game.
This motherfucker back in the dating game.
Ha, ha, ha. I like dates.
This person's name is just D. I'm going to say that your name is Dick. So, Dick, dating after college. I haven't gone on a date for 10 years because I wanted to focus on school and my career.
10 years?
10 fucking years.
Wait a
dude.
minute. That means you never had a girlfriend in your whole entire life. What are you talking about? High school's 4 years.
Yeah.
College is about 4 years. So that means from junior high, he's counting 6th grade as dating? Am I doing the math wrong here? What the fuck?
Dating after college, so when he's 21, 10 years, 11, bitch, that don't fucking count. All right? So you basically been single forever, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
This,
Hold on.
what are you talking about? I've been out of the dating game for 10 years.
Bitch, you weren't even in the game, dude. You weren't even a fucking bench player. Shut the fuck
What
up.
the fuck? Okay.
Yo, we don't mean to laugh at you. It's just the way you phrased it is funny. It's like dating after college.
Be honest with yourself. He's like, I never fucking went on a date and I just graduated college. Never had a girlfriend. That's cool, man. Don't worry about it. You know, there's some people that choose not to date for a long time. I had a friend who hasn't had a first girlfriend until he's 25 years old because he just didn't like dealing with crazy emotions and shit. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. But to mask it and go, yo, I've been out of the dating game in 10 years. It's like, what are you talking about, man?
That you were 11 or 10 years old. The fuck? It's like, listen, man, I just graduated high school. I've been out of the dating game for 18 years. And I'm trying to figure out how to get this pussy again because I don't know what it's like. Last time I saw pussy, I was inside one, so I came out of one. So fucking funny, dude. Okay, well, never mind. Okay, he says, and because I've been putting minimal effort in dating. Okay, he says school and career, so maybe he's talking. Maybe he added some career shit.
I hope.
Okay, so now we're reading more. My bad, dude. We just roasted you for no reason, but that's fucking funny. Now I'm 30, and I don't know where to start. Now that makes sense.
Okay, that's funny. So he's dating around 20.
Okay.
And then he for 10 years he took a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's 30. So it was when he was 19 was the last time he dated. Okay. Now I'm 30 and I don't know where to start. Friend circles are already explored. Okay, bitch.
He's like, all the finest girls in my friend circle are taken.
You fucking homie hopping ass motherfucker, dude. All right. That's a funny thing to say.
You know what's cool though? If he's really focused on his career, that means he's 30 and he's got money.
I know. Look, check this out. So I work at a hospital. He's a nurse, fucking awesome, and consider work relationships kind of risky, but it's almost not even an option since most of the women I meet at work in my age range have boyfriends, fiancés, or husbands pretty early into their careers.
Yeah, 30s are the most least single ladies.
Man, fool, you got to go find a 12-year-old, bro.
Yep.
I find it hard to see myself meeting a woman just out. By the way, that's a joke. Just in case people want to roast me on that shit, it's a fucking joke.
I don't like 12-year-olds. I like 13-year-olds. Okay. God.
What are we, R. Kelly?
I know. What do you think I am?
I find it hard to see myself meeting a woman just out in the wild. Okay. Unless there's a place we both frequent and something can be built over time. I'm just really skeptical of people. Not wild about dating or meetup apps. Open to suggestions. Thanks. Hey, he goes, I'm male, to clarify. Hey, you're fucked, just to let you know.
Why would he limit yourself? He's like, okay, so I don't know where to start. My friends, dating circle sucks. Like, I don't really like the bar, and I don't like dating apps. So, yeah, I'm fucked. Where do I start, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. The fucking Amazon jungle. Maybe you'd have more of a damn chance there. No, like, I wouldn't. Okay, so me, I was reluctant for Tinder and shit like that because
you kind of have a name to yourself.
I
too.
do, right? But at the same time, my friend's like, do you want a pussy or not? And I was thinking, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. And he's like, why would you limit yourself?
Yeah.
He's like, if a girl, you meet her, she's fucking awesome, she's cool, like, wouldn't you want to expand your chances? You're going to let your pride get to you and prevent you to meet your next dream girl? Why? Because you have too much pride? And I'm like, oh, you know what? You're right. Because he met his girlfriend on Tinder, so I don't think he wanted to seem like a loser. Okay. But he gave me that speech, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to make an account. Fuck it. And then, we do this thing, I think, a lot of us guys, where we just want to get over the dating part and get with that dream. It's like that shit's such it's so annoying. You have to like go on dates, you have to do this, and it's like, but now I have a totally different approach to it because it's fun. Like, I like to meet people, and I'm not thinking about who's my next wife. I'm thinking about these people are awesome. Like, so many different like lifestyles and ideas and thoughts, and like, like I get to talk to like adventurers and travelers, or like fucking straight up, like surfer girls or business girls or whatever, and you just sit there and you engage with them, and then you just have a good time getting to know people. But like a lot of us, I think we're too quick to think of 10 years ahead and being like, well, am I going to waste time on you? Because like, what?
You don't know. How do you know?
Yeah. How would you know? So like, I would say when you're thinking about dating, like, don't limit yourself, man. Like,
it's just dating.
Do you want, I think the best line is, why would you stop yourself from meeting your dream girl?
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what you're doing. And then some people be like, well, I won't meet my dream girl at a bar. Well, I won't meet my dream girl at this place. It's like, how would you fucking know? You haven't tried.
Yeah. Your approach is so fucking dumb, man. And I want to say, here's why. Let me just say this. Like, this is genius suggestions, right? Take this with a grain of salt. Actually, you know what? Not a grain of salt. Take this with the whole fucking Morton fucking Diamond Kosher salt. You fucking jackass. Like, this is what you're doing. You're going into this fucking pond that's dried up. This is your area that you like. You go, these are the scenarios in which I want to meet somebody, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. And then you're wondering how you're going to get this big catch. So instead of going into a bigger pond to having a higher probability of catching somebody that you want, casting multiple rods, what you're going is to this dried up fucking mud pond and throwing out your fucking rod and wondering why you can't catch anything.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's fucking stupid. It's so dumb to the point where you are trying to set up a perfect scenario in your head of how you want a woman to approach you and talk to you and how you want to develop a relationship that's not fucking realistic. So if you want to go into a situation where the probability is that low, then you have to understand it and accept it.
Yeah.
So you are putting yourself into this box.
You can't, beggars can't be choosers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You cannot. And here's the problem with this too, and this is how I'm seeing it too. If you approach dating this way, I would hate to see how you are in an actual relationship. If you approach dating as in these are the parameters that you have to be in or I'm not going to be happy, that shit translates into your future relationships.
Yeah.
If you're Mr. Long-term relationship guy, you will be the last person that anybody will want to be with because you need to set up your perfect standards for how things should always be to make you happy. And that's not how life is, and that's fucking not how dating is. Dating is more about finding out what you like than you finding out about the other person. You will find that out. For me growing up, I used to think that I wanted a specific type of girl, and it turns out I fucking hate that girl. I thought I wanted a girl who was just super sweet all the time, that she was the exact opposite of me in the sense of, you know, I guess I kind of wanted her to be more compliant, you know, that she
Like
doesn't
a submissive housewife?
Oh, I wouldn't say that far, but she doesn't like fighting because my mom fought so much. She likes arguing all the time, and I was like, I don't want to be with a woman like that. Turns out I like bitches.
Yeah.
Like Mariel fights me all the time.
Yeah.
Bitches in a very loving way. I love you, Mariel. But she,
A woman who stands her ground.
yeah, she stands her ground and she tests me all the time.
And sometimes mean.
yes,
And sometimes says things you don't want to hear.
yeah, that makes you just want to fucking uppercut them.
And sometimes makes you feel like less of a man.
There was the girl that I was with before Mariel. She was so sweet to a fucking fault, and it was because I thought that that was the type of woman that I wanted to be with. It was to the point where we would argue about something, and I would say my point, and she would just be like, "You know what? You're right. I'm completely wrong." And it was like that with everything. And then I would sit back.
It's difficult to respect people like that. Though.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
couldn't fucking respect her. I
Yeah.
was like, if you have a point, let me hear it out. Don't just agree with what I'm saying. I want to know why you thought that, so at least I could get a better understanding of who you are. And the only way that I got to understand what I wanted in a person was by dating people, being open to the thought of dating people in these situations that I would have never known. I've mentioned this before on the podcast. I have fucking mad anxiety. I have to beat that shit out of me, and I got to figure out what I wanted in a partner and who I was as a person because I dated in these very awkward situations.
Yeah.
I started dating people that I met at my community college. I started dating people that I would meet at comedy clubs. I started dating people any chance that I could get.
Yeah.
If I thought that they were attractive and fun, I was like, let me shoot my shot and see what happens. And I was able to develop a more solid idea of what I wanted in a person and who I was.
Yeah, I think that's it. Is like, don't even think of it like the next girl that you meet better not waste your time and you have to marry her. Or just,
Yeah.
I mean,
What the
a
fuck?
lot of guys jump the gun, man. Even on the first date, they're already planning the fucking marriage, and that's where creep zone happens, man. Like, or they're just so desperate for fucking vagina. They're like, I can't wait till I get her home and fuck the shit out of her, and they want a one night stand or something. It's like.
Yeah.
I think that dating a lot and meeting a lot and brushing up on those social skills and taking rejection and being stronger, that's what makes a man. And if you can't fucking do that, you don't deserve a good woman.
Yeah, he's like, you don't want to waste your time. Dating is not a waste of time. It's a life experience. It's great. And
Yeah,
those-
you meet more people. You might not end up fucking or being with her, but you might end up with a dope ass friend where you vibe and like, you know, things can come from that. You know, like it's like. It's hard to explain, man, but I think a lot of guys that don't enter that realm, their problem is also they don't interact with enough women and people.
yeah.
So they like the more years you wait, people keep surpassing you with social dynamic and all those skills that you can't be the best person for your next girlfriend.
Homie hopper, dude. And stop
Yeah.
being a fucking homie hopper, dude. What's wrong with you, man? It's like, dude, I have no friends to date anymore. Everybody's taken up. It's like, dog, you know there's other women out there besides the fucking women that your friends have already fucked.
Especially now, dating's so much easier.
It is.
Because before you were limited to not only your city, but your social circle, your race, your class. You know? Now you can, like, it's easy to be in a multicultural, like, fucking interracial relationship with, and, like, you can date someone from someone far away. It's like, it's much easier now to
Yeah.
find more people that you vibe with because of online.
And you know what, too? It's if you're the person, too, that wants to find, like, you want to cut through the bullshit and find somebody that you're compatible with, why wouldn't you want to do dating apps? Dating apps are curated based on what you want in a person, and they try to match it up to the best way possible. So they do about 20% of the work that you would have to do prior to that. Because when
You can
meet
do that all in your underwear at home.
exactly, and it's quick, and the probability is a lot higher.
You know what fuckers had to do back in the day? You had to dress nice,
Oh my
walk to the
God.
fucking bar, like what a club or whatever, and you had to sit there. You had to fucking talk to almost every fucking woman out there and then see if it vibes or doesn't vibe. You waste a lot of time.
Dude.
A lot.
These fucking apps, man, like there's a dating app for every single type out there. You could have a dating app called Foreskin Meets Foreskin.
Yeah.
And then it'll be a girl with a fucking pastrami pussy and then a fucking guy with long foreskin on his dick. And that's the only requirements that you really want. These things are so Christian mingle.
I saw like conspiracy singles and it was like it was a white couple with fucking foil on their heads and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if you want those specific parameters for who you want to date, then the dating app is already for you at that point.
Yeah.
I would have loved. One time somebody used my profile. I got my Facebook account hacked, and then they hooked up my Facebook to Tinder.
Oh shit.
And I was getting all this other shit, and I got linked up. Somebody came. Oh, Danielle, she was on Tinder too, and then my profile popped up, and Danielle was like, "Why are you on Tinder?" I was like, "I'm not on fucking Tinder. I'm with Mariel. What are you talking about?" But somebody hacked into my Facebook and they linked up my Tinder, and they had like these random stats about me or whatever, and then there was a bunch of fucking random swipes. You know, it's
And
like,
you're like, I could have had all these girls.
I was like, look at that. I could be dating. That's kind of cool. And it's funny too. When I read the profile, it was pretty accurate to who I was as a person. So this person obviously was a fan.
Yeah.
You know, because they
knew you.
They knew
Yeah.
me. There was like certain quirks about
Fucking
me.
catfishing girls on your face? Damn, dude.
It's so fucking funny. I don't know what the purpose of that was, but it was kind of a nice ego boost.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I guess if I wanted to get into dating, I could again. But
Yeah. And I would focus on that. It's all about like, I mean, a lot of the times, like, you're just thinking about the girl to meet your criteria, right? But like, I always tell people this: if you're single, like, write down all the things that you want in a person, and then that person will start showing up more, and put it out there in the world. Like, tell your friends, this is the girl I'm looking for. This is the girl I'm looking for, and you got to be the man that's right for them too. Like, take a look at yourself in the mirror, smell yourself. Are you the best you can be?
Yeah.
You know, like, can you lose some weight? Can you gain some muscle? Can you do something? Can you, whatever. Like, and women like men who are driven and have interests and things like that. Like, you have a great career, all that, but you also, if you're a nurse, you have a lot of days free, right? Like, you probably on a 3/12 schedule or a 4/10 or some shit like that, but you have multiple days open. Pick up a hobby, pick up a skill, pick up other things, like start another business, do something, do whatever it is, and then like,
because you're the classic king of like have-nots. Like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, but I want to do it this way. It's like, then bitch, don't complain.
A lot of people are like that, man.
I fucking hate that shit.
But I think it's because they don't know that they are doing that, and they're limiting themselves, and it all stems from fear of rejection.
Stop being a little bitch, man.
Yeah,
just go out there.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Even if you know that this dating thing might fail, you might be surprised at what you find out when you date. I really enjoyed dating. It was
too.
It was really fun for me. Like, if anything else, like I'll never give up Mariel, but do I miss dating? I actually do. I miss that fresh interaction sometimes. But for me, the reason why, obviously I don't go to live in that lifestyle is because what I have with Mariel is 10 million times better than those glimpses of happiness when I date. Like, nothing. I will never replace what I have now with that fucking little shit right there. But if you're 30, you're still young. You're still young.
I'm 35, dude, and I'm dating.
Yeah, he's 35. Like, I'm turning...
I'll fucking date till I'm 45. I don't give a fuck. I get rejected all the time, too. Like, people always make, well, Joe, you have a following, and, like, girls like you because I'm like, nah, bro. Like, fuck. There's girls that are, like, have way bigger followings than me or just other things, and...
Yeah.
And I ain't shit to them, but still, like, I just keep talking. And like, for me, I'm not thinking about fucking everybody. I'm not thinking about marrying everybody. I'm just talking and seeing if I connect or if I don't. And all I care about is connecting. That's what you should worry about, is emotionally, mentally, and physically connecting.
Yeah, and you can't do that if you're already looking to be married to somebody 10 years ahead when you haven't even talked to this person yet, dude. Like, it's great to have that goal and understanding where you want to be in your relationship with the person, but to sit there and say, like, well, I want to get married, and then you're already setting up an expectation
Why would you want to get married?
Let's start with that, dude. Why fucking tie yourself down to one pussy, fool? Fuck it, eh?
Just connect,
allow man.
Have fun, yeah, and lift each other up in life. Damn.
Yeah, it's not. It's all good. You act like 30 is hella old too. It's not, man. You're fucking. You're what? You're 2 years younger than me. That's whatever. I wasn't even thinking about getting into a serious relationship till I was 30.
Damn.
Yeah, but then Mariel just happened to come by, and I met her when I was 25, 26.
Wow.
So is what it is. You know?
I don't even feel like I'm 35.
Well,
I don't act like I'm 35 either.
Well, you don't look like you're 35
Oh,
either.
thank you. Thank you.
But you've seen some of our homies, dude.
Oh my God, they're balding and shit. Like,
Dude,
I'm
they
like,
look like
Dad, you
shit."
old fuck.
I hate it too when I meet somebody who's our age, around our age, like in the 30s, and they go, "Yup, we're old guys." Bitch, you're old. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, don't drag me in this world.
I hate that, dude. They're like, oh, like Mariel sometimes do that. She does that shit too. She goes, "God, I'm so old." I'm like, if you keep saying that, dude, you know what the version of a fucking pussy drying up for a male is?
Yep.
Is my foreskin is receding back into my belly button. That's what you're doing, you bitch.
At least lie about it.
Yeah, you're not old.
I want to see a 90-year-old grandma talk about how young she is.
Hell yeah.
That's my shit right there.
Dude, I got to work with the lady in her 70s recently, and she's amazing, dude. She fucking kills it. Like, she's super dope to be around, and she has the energy of like a fucking 12-year-old. It's great.
That's dope.
It's a mentality, dude.
It is. Bing.
Fuck. Well, guys, that wraps this episode of the Genius Brain podcast. We call these Genius Suggestions.
I like these.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. Gives us something to focus on when we talk about our personal stuff instead of just going on a random diatribe, which I know you guys like too, but fuck it, eh? If you guys want us to talk about certain topics, people on the Patreon get first dibs. After that, leave it in the comments below. Interact. I like it when people talk in the comments too. If you guys have an opinion, just go talk back and forth. Don't fucking yell and scream at each other, but just have an opinion about things and be able to defend your point. That's all that it is, man. Great conversations. You can catch us on Spotify, iTunes, any Stitcher, any type of audio platform out there. We're there. If you're on iTunes, make sure you give us a five star, and share the podcast with all your friends because we're trying to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? You sexy sons of bitches. We'll see y'all next time.
Toodaloo, mother asses.
Peace.